Cakapje.
Welcome to another episode of VoiceOut Cakapje. I'm Zarina Zarudin, and together with me, my partner behind the camera as usual, Mr. Panji Shafi'i. Okay, today we are very privileged to have with us a very special guest. She is a culinary consultant and author of 23 cookbooks, and she is well known as the Queen of Spice. She is none other than Chef Devagi Sanmugam.
Hello.
Hi, Chef. Thank you
Yes.
for coming to VoiceOut Cakapje.
No, it's a pleasure actually to share.
Yes, and also it's a pleasure from all of us for being here at your own house.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, this is very interesting. Viewers, as you can see, this segment will be in two parts. Okay, first part, I will be interviewing Chef Devagi, getting to know her, understanding how she get into this culinary profession. And secondly, as you can see here, all the beautiful dishes, she will be sharing with us a special dish live at FB VoiceOut Cakapje. So please share, like and comment, okay? And you can get this recipe and you can try it, and after that you can comment and tell us how does it go. Okay, so Chef, maybe to start with my first question, how did you actually get into this culinary profession?
Okay. So actually cooking was something that I liked very, very much when I was younger. But it was like, I wasn't allowed to cook because first I was young, and then number two, by the time I grew up and I told my father that I want to be a
Chef.
No, those days they never use the word chef. Cook.
Cook.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
okay.
told my father I want to be a cook. My father laughed at me and he said, "Do you want the relatives to laugh at me because a cook is a man?"
Oh, okay.
And you shouldn't be working in the
Kitchen.
kitchen. And he was only thinking of like roti prata shop.
Oh, okay,
You know?
okay.
So he said, no way, right? So in the end, I worked, like those days we obey our parents. They
Yes.
decide our career, right? So in the end, I worked as a school clerk. Actually, in the beginning, I was working as a relief teacher.
Okay.
And then the government, right, they said if you're GCO level, you cannot be a teacher. You must have an A level. But if you have a second language that's good, you can be a teacher. So then my second language was Malay.
Oh,
so
okay,
they offered me a Malay
Malay
teaching
teacher.
post. But my parents didn't want me because they were very afraid that I might convert.
Okay, you will be a Malay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So finally they told me, okay, a very decent job would be to work as a clerk because it's 9 to 5 and then no need to go out at night and then
Safe job, stable job.
Yeah, everything is fine. So I ended
And
up
as a clerk in a school.
yeah.
Okay lah.
So but then the school was very interesting because it was a Catholic school and it was only half day. So the rest of the half day I had not much work to do. And I always go up to the school library and read books, and I became better in the 10 years that I worked there.
Okay.
So, and what happened was, I realized that I have something that I didn't know about, and that was cooking. Because during the weekends, I will cook something, and I will bring it to school, and on Monday, the teachers will eat. And then they say, wow, very nice, very nice. And then they say, you should do catering.
Can you share with us what exactly do you cook?
I do kuihs.
Kuihs? What kind?
The Malay kuihs.
Malay kuihs, like?
Yeah, I do the lapis cake or kaya, serimuka, all the different Malay kuihs.
Okay.
Pulut inti, that kind of stuff. And then later I started frying curry puffs, samosas, right? So then they all liked it so much because the school has so many activities like National Day, sports activities. So every time they got some function where the teachers need to be supplied with food.
Yes.
And eventually they started asking me.
Yes.
But then it became popular because then the teachers started ordering for their family occasions.
Okay, so it's
So
kind of grew.
right? But it was
Yes.
only a weekend thing. And then by then I got married, and then my husband, he's a teacher. And he's very, very encouraging about careers and all that. And he was just telling me that you have a talent, a gift of the gap. You can talk, and you like to cook. So why don't you just teach cooking, and then instead of like working as a cook or something, right? So that's how it all started. First, I teach only Indian cooking, and then in the beginning, nobody came for my classes because I was only 28 years old, very young.
Which year was that?
1983.
Okay, 1983, yeah, in the 80s.
Yeah,
okay.
so very few people came,
Yes.
and they feel like I may not know how to cook because I was very young. But then after a few months of trying, one of the magazines, they did a review about a few cooking classes in Singapore, and they wrote mine as the best.
Oh.
Yeah, then the business picked up, and then one thing led to another. I realized that instead of just cooking, you can develop recipes for companies. They came to me. Then the sponsors like Samsung and all these brands will give me a microwave oven, and then they say, "Can you develop something?" So I learned that I don't have to limit myself to just teaching
Cooking classes, yes.
So, but I had a talent for developing as well. So I started developing, and in the course of it, while I'm teaching cooking, I realized that one of the things that people, one of the reasons why people can't cook and they think they are a bad cook is because they always could do cooking agak-agak method. You know, like a bit of this and a bit. They only estimate. So today will be nice, the next time it's not nice.
Correct.
Yeah, so then I realized that when I'm teaching cooking, they are beginning to understand that if they follow the methods, right, it works. So I decided to write a book, my first book. My first book was called Banana Leaf Temptations. It is still being sold in Malaysia, Singapore and all that. And I was still a novice. I mean, it's my first book, right? So you'll still see some grammar mistakes and all that. But it is a learning process.
Correct.
But today I've already written
23 books. Yeah. So your first book, when was that? Which year was that?
First book was in 1985.
1985.
3 years after I started.
How long do you take to write one book at that time? To write your first book?
That book took me about 1.5 years because those days got no computer. You need to type.
Oh gosh.
So type, and then got mistake. And they got through. You know.
Understand.
So that one. But nowadays, the books are written by concepts given by the publisher. The publisher will come and say, "Hey, Devagi, we want you to do a book about root vegetables." Okay, then I will. They give me 6 months or 1 year, and then I will do a book. Yeah.
Okay, viewers, from here we can see this is Chef Devagi's latest book. This is her 23rd book. You see, it's very nice, it's very colourful, and it's very pinkish. So ladylike, right? Okay, so inside, maybe you can share a little bit, Chef.
Okay.
What can we learn from this book?
So this book, right, it's called "I'm a Rice Cooker." I'm not talking about rice cooker pot. I'm saying that I'm Asian. I cook rice.
Rice is our staple food.
Correct.
Yes.
So then, this book is written for another reason because I realized that there are cooking skills, right? Like what is stir frying, what is deep frying, right? But even that people make mistake because like sometimes they will ask, "Hey, I fried this, why mine very oily?" Or you know, like I stir fry this, but my vegetable not cooked. You know, so I realized that it is not now the recipe; it is now the technique. So you need to, like for example, you want to deep fry something, oil temperature must be correct. Then after you take out all the food from the fried items, you must let the heat come back again, then put in your new things. You cannot immediately put, then your temperature go down. So it becomes soggy. So I started doing a research about this. So I got 40 techniques in this book on how to cook Asian food, stir frying, broiling, braising, whatever is there.
Okay, just now you mentioned about broiling. Yeah, just now I also went through and I see this word broiling. How is it different from boiling?
Oh, broiling means you hot air cooking the food. That means it's like grilling, one side only.
So normally what kind of food?
You can cook fish. You can broil a lot of things like tofu and things, but the fire is only one side only. Then you have to turn the food.
Okay, so I guess this is more into healthy living.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
Yeah, you normally broil a food so that it's healthier, or you want a crispy skin or something. Yeah.
So it's suitable for salmon also?
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. How many, just now you mentioned, techniques of cooking?
40.
40.
Yeah.
Okay, so this book, where can actually, if they're interested, where can they get this book?
They can go online to Kinokuniya,
okay.
Kinokuniya bookshop, right? They can go there and order.
I understand you also have an IG account, right?
Yes.
I understand that you're very active in IG.
Yes.
Let's say if there's any enquiries or question about cooking techniques or even about asking about your book, what is the address?
Oh, the Instagram is Chef Devagi Sanmugam, one word.
Oh, Chef Devagi Sanmugam.
Yeah.
As in Devagimugam.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you can go to IG Chef Devagi Sanmugam. You
Yeah.
can ask her anything about culinary things. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I understand also there's also one. There's one Malay book. Okay. So this is for all those makcik-makcik. Kalau tak faham bahasa Inggeris. Okay. This book, the title is Masak Menggunakan Sayur Mayur Asia. Okay, so basically this is about vegetable cooking.
Yeah, so this one, right, for example, it clearly say, right, it's sayur, but this sayur is all the
vegetables.
green vegetable. So like daun selasih,
Daun selasih.
then daun selasih, then I cook Thai food, I cook jagung goreng dengan
Daun selasih.
then I have like daun kucai. Then I have even all the daun kari, and I have a lot of the Malay herbs also, you know, like the ulam raja, daun salam.
Okay.
So everything I have here.
So
Nasi
basically
ulam.
nasi ulam. So basically how you use how you cook your example nasi goreng, right?
Yeah.
Using all the
Herbs and leaves,
okay,
yeah.
Okay. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, because this one also the idea came because when I go to the market, right, sometimes I got Indian shop or Malay store selling Malay herbs,
Yes,
Indian herbs.
yes.
Then some Chinese or non-race other person, I will come and ask, how do you use this? And then I thought, wow, how come people never like
Exactly.
go and try another thing? So they never try because they don't know how to use it. So okay, we will do a book.
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, I mean, normally the more we read, the more we get to know things, then the more we realize that actually there's a lot of things that we don't know.
Yeah, and I feel that if the moments I feel like someone don't understand a few things, I go to their brain and try to understand why is it that they don't, and then I try to incorporate that in my book and in my cooking teaching, because you cannot just teach, you must understand the psychology of the students, you know, why they are learning cooking.
Correct. Yeah. Why they're asking that kind of questions?
Questions, yeah.
Correct.
Because in the beginning, the first time I teach cooking, then people ask questions like, you know, those days we use matches.
Yes.
They will ask me, what brand you use? And I'm like, they ask matches, you know. But then I realized that's because they never cook and they think like certain matches is better than another matches.
Yeah, a match is just a match.
But it is, some people just don't understand, yeah.
But nowadays people don't use matches anymore.
No more, yeah.
People just tick, tick.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So moving forward, now you are already in your how many years? 20.
In this business,
Yes.
35 years.
35 years. Okay. So what are the new things that you do now? Especially now that we have COVID. I understand you do a lot of online lessons,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So besides that, what are the things or what are the journey that you want to share with us?
Okay, so all these years I've been like teaching, developing recipes, and then this brought me to many countries as well. I went as far as Uzbekistan, Montenegro and all that to teach the chefs there Asian cooking, because some of the faraway countries, they can't afford to travel to another country to learn. So they pay me to go there to teach more people so they get better value, you know. So I also learn, when I go there to teach others, I also learn about their cuisine and all that, and I become broader in my own perspective. So besides this, I do private dining. So sometimes people book to come here to eat. Sometimes it is their home. So I'm a private chef, I go there and I do it. Then I take part in some public events, public workshops and all that. Then when COVID came, I was stuck for 1 month, like wondering, what am I going to do? Like, I cannot go out to teach and all this. Then suddenly I got this phone call from PA asking me, will you be able to teach cooking class? Then I said, go where and teach.
Yes,
then they
how
said,
to?
use Zoom. I said, what's that? Then they said, oh, it's a platform that you can teach. Then I said, really? Then they walked me through how to use it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, now I can stand here and just teach.
Oh my God, it's so fun. Yes, you have to go out, right?
Yeah, so I just stand here and then I teach. And then I eat that for my lunch. You know, it was that. And then I don't have to wear proper clothes because you see, since it's your home, you can wear your normal home clothes and teach, right? So then I find that, wow, because then I realized, like now, after a few months, I realized that the Zoom is, instead of me traveling, now people are going onto their Zoom and attending my classes from London and from Brunei and all that, you know.
Yes.
So this is something that I learned that, wow, digital age, right, is so good. You can do so many things, and then you can order your things like those days.
Online,
Yeah, those days you sit down and wonder why in England they all use this, we don't have that. But now you can order online and it will comes to you, you know. So I've started to be more active digitally. I mean, like some people think, because I'm 65 this year, and some people think that, at 65 I want to go and learn all this social media.
No, you
To me,
cannot.
no. I think it's so interesting because it makes friends. You get connected. You learn more.
More things,
Yeah,
yes.
and I think everybody should. I mean, educated or uneducated, I just feel like socially, especially women, right? They must be empowered to go and learn all these things. It's so important. I mean, I fully think that all women should equip themselves instead of just watching drama and all this stuff. You know,
Korean dramas.
any drama, yeah, they shouldn't be wasting time. I think we should be all learning.
Correct. Yeah, I think in this age of digitalization, I think this is where we feel closer, right? Yeah, although we are far apart physically, but by having into this media social, we realize that we can meet our friends from all over the world.
It's like very funny because like I left school in 1972, and since then I didn't see many of like maybe one or two classmates, or let's say. But 3 years ago on my Facebook, a Malay lady appeared. Her name is Judiana, and I just look and I can't be bothered about her because there's so many followers.
Correct.
So I was just looking at her like, don't know who is this makcik, because she was big. She was very big and very older and all that. I never think it was my classmate. And then she sent me a personal message. She said, "You don't recognize me. I was your classmate in secondary 4, and I'm now a grandmother of 5 children." I'm like, one day I cannot recognize. And she is totally cut off from the world because she married when she was around 19. She never went to work. So now she's becoming more active.
Yes, correct. So that's where you're connected again.
Yeah, correct.
All right. So, Chef, what is your area of specialization? I mean, as in, is there any certain food that you focus on?
Okay. I am Tamil. Tamil means we are Indian. My parents, my forefathers were from Tamil Nadu. So the cuisine of Tamil Nadu is Tamilian food. So when I say Tamilian food, some people may not understand. Tamilian food is like fish head curry, that kind of curry, thosai, Italy. All these are all Tamil food. In Singapore, we call it Indian. But I like to draw a line. That is Tamil food.
Tamil food, okay.
Yeah, so to me it's different because Tamils don't cook mee goreng. Tamils don't cook tulang,
because that is Singapore. That is Singapore food. Yes, all under one roof.
I know, but normally they classify it's Indian, but it's wrong actually. Tamilian food is totally different. So, because I'm a Tamilian, my big passion is cooking Tamilian food. But then the thing is, being in Singapore is multiracial, and only a fraction of people actually want to learn Tamilian cooking. I mean, like dal and this and that. The majority of people are Chinese, and my customers, when they come, they want to always learn how to make nasi biryani, or roti prata. Now they always want to learn the classic things, right? But they're not interested in the home good, nutritious cooking. Then, for the sake of business, I diversified into Thai, Indonesian, and all because it was popular. But at the same time, I also don't want people to think I'm a jack of all trade. So I focused, and my focus was on spices. So because I'm focused on spices and teach anything to do with spices, so it's Indonesian, there's Thai, all these got spices, right? So then the media started calling me the Spice Queen.
Yes, I think that's a good branding for yourself.
Correct. In fact, I have a company called Spice Queen.
Talking about company, I understand that you used to have your own restaurant, right? At one time.
Yeah, I had 2 restaurants at one time, and
in the 90s.
In the 2000, early 2000, and I closed each of them. One of it is after 1 year, and another one is after 3 years. And the reason is I realized that I'm very passionate about cooking, but when it comes to running a restaurant, right, I have to cut a lot of costs, and I have to compromise the freshness of food, and I don't like it because that's not me. I started off running a restaurant with only fresh chilled mutton. But as the time went on, I realized I cannot make money using that. So I went to semi-chilled. There's a time when I realized that I cannot make money, so I went to frozen. And then one day I sit down and think, hey, this is not me, frozen mutton. Then I decided that this business is not cut out for me because I need to cheat.
Okay, you need to compromise on the quality of the food.
Yeah, and then because when customers ask, is this fresh mutton? I got to put this face and tell, yeah, it's fresh. But I could have bought frozen one.
Yeah, understand.
So I didn't like that part of me. So I decided, and also we had problems with regards to engaging staff,
manpower.
And then because it's a celebrity restaurant, but to make sure the dishes are always same taste, right? But I'm not cooking every day. The restaurant guys are cooking, and then they will, when I'm there, they cook it right, and I'm not there, it's not the same. So eventually I just decided I would close the restaurants.
How long did the restaurant function?
One of it is only 1 year, another one 3 years. Yeah.
So I believe that you're happier doing what you are doing right now?
Yeah, I think this gives me more connection time with people. When running a restaurant, I was more a businesswoman. I was now a businesswoman rather than a chef. I always have to make sure that there's an income coming into the restaurant, saving costs, cutting costs. I don't like that.
Understand. I think you are into cooking, right?
Yeah.
That is like you want to be hands-on, first-hand.
Hands-on, I need to communicate. I'm a people person. I need to communicate with people. When you're running a restaurant, you don't communicate so much. You just say, hello, how are you? How's the food? Then you walk away,
Hi. Any good feedback? Tell me. Good. Okay.
And you hope that they'll give feedback. Good one.
Understand. And I also understand that viewers, by the way, we are in the kitchen of Chef Devagi, and actually before COVID, she conducts her cooking lesson here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And I understand that at one time you can fit in up to 12 people. Yeah. So you can see this is where she do all her classes, and it's really first hand. You can see, you can smell. You know why I'm saying this? Because I ever attended one of her cooking lesson, and you can really, it's like smell everything is from the original, right? From scratch, yes. When she was cooking sorry, I'm not so good with all these spices, but there was a few spices that she cooked. The smell was like, wow. That's why now I'm talking to you, I can still
remember.
Yes, remember that smell, the aroma. Then after she cooked, right, she would give each of us, to have a taste. Yeah, and can you imagine? It's like you really get to eat fresh from the pot right into your mouth. Yes, that's the most interesting part. But because now we're having COVID, but we can still conduct small classes, right?
Yes, during the COVID time, I can only conduct up to 6 people, half the people. So I don't find it very lucrative. That means, so it's like a waste of my time actually. So unless I invite someone and just say, okay, a few friends come, let's gather and just cook. But I rather not take money than to charge money for 6 people. So I rather do it in Zoom. Yeah. So then my Zoom prices have come down, because normally when I do a class, it's $80. But when I do in Zoom, it's only 50, because they don't get to eat the food, nothing, right? And the Zoom, I only do two dishes, because if I do 4 dishes, people will get very sleepy and bored in their house. Yeah.
I think 2 dishes is just nice.
Just nice. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so alright. So viewers, if you have any comment or feedback, you can just write in your comments to VoiceOut Cakapje. Okay, so Chef, there's one more thing that I want to ask you. I understand that you mentioned just now you went to another country to share, right? To teach. But there was also one situation in 2004 during tsunami. Yeah. Something happened.
Oh yes. So what happened was, like, my family, and we all went for a holiday to Sri Lanka, and we returned on the 27th of December. And I think 2 days later the tsunami hit Sri Lanka, and then it was very awful to see on TV the places that we just walked a few days ago, all with water and this and that. And then because we have the Indian channel from India, the cable TV, every day they were just showing India, right? And then they were showing about all these people, no food and no food and no food. And then there was one group of people, I always listen to their story, because they are fishermen on the coastal side whose house have disappeared. And then all the relief food that people give them is vegetarian. But the coastal food, people never eat vegetarian food in India. They every day must have fish. You know,
okay.
so then when they give them the vegetarian food, some of them throw away
Away.
because they feel like they cannot stomach it. So some guy was saying that, oh, you know, we all are fisher folk, we have no food, we have no fish, we know this, we know that, right? So suddenly I feel like I need to help this
It's a
people.
calling.
Yeah, it's like I need to help people. So I was just telling my husband said, you want to go and help, then you need to have lots of money and this, and you don't have, he was telling me. So I was just thinking that I don't know what happened to me, right? That night, I just around 11 o'clock, I typed an email and sent it to all those in my database saying that I want to go to India, I want to cook and serve them the food. I don't want to donate money, I want to cook and serve them the food, and I need money. I will pay for my own flight, but I need the money to buy the ingredients. And then I went to sleep because I feel like so relieved, like my heaviness gone really, right? Next morning, I turned on my computer, there was messages, you know, like hundreds of messages, and people were donating money, $5, $10, $100, $50, $18, they're all supporting, right? And then after that, I became scared.
You became scared.
Because so many people are pledging the money, and like,
oh my God,
what am I going to do, you know? So then someone suggested that I go to a police station and tell them exactly like I've asked for money, because I don't want to be caught for misleading, right? So I went to the police station and told them my situation. I said I want to raise money, then now people want to donate, then I don't know what to do. Then they say, oh, very simple, you go to the Commissioner of Oath and take an oath that you are collecting this money for this purpose, and then they will tell you what to do. So I went to the Commissioner of Oath, paid $10 for the paper, and then they told me, they guided me, they say for every money that you collect, you must have a receipt to give them, then you need to record, and you must engage an auditor to audit how you spend the money. So I said, okay lah, so then the auditing fee also come under the collection, everything come under collection. So then after I asked other people, like then my family don't want me to go because they said, scared lah, this and that.
Some of you are a lady.
Yeah. So then I asked some people, and a lot of ladies volunteered to come. After a while, their family tell them don't go because people got diarrhea lah, don't know what over there. So they all back up. So then two of my brothers came, but they also paid I make sure that they pay for their own airfare and everything. So then the three of us went, and it was quite an interesting thing because when we went there, we got no pots, nothing to cook. So we had to go deep inland to go and hire the pots and everything. Then each day we cook like 2,000 chicken. No, sorry, wrong. 200 chicken for 2,000 people. And then then we carry a lot of ikan bilis, dried prawns are from here. Then we make ikan bilis curry and all that lah. So people were very happy, they queue up and all that. But that's when I learned something. When you are hungry, right, even when the child, her own son is hungry, the mother pushed the son and queue to eat the food first. Because they were like damn hungry for food, right?
They're desperate.
Yes, so that's when I realized that, wow, all these things in the drama, we always watch people, the mother suffer to feed the child, right? But in real life, they don't.
It's the other way around. Mother comes first. I think this is the reality of life.
Yeah, I mean not all mothers, but there I saw quite a lot of them like struggling, pushing their children to queue up to get the food first, you know. And then we also saw a lot of people, the rich people, right, the ones whose house nothing happened and that, they also stand in the queue with a carrier to take food back.
So how do you?
No lah, by the look of them, we know this is
the
tsunami one and this one is the rich woman lah, you know.
But will you still give them that food?
Yeah lah, we no choice lah, because it's food, right? Food must be shared.
Okay.
Because if I chase them away, I'm like that woman who chased her son away, you know.
So you were there for 10 days?
Actually, we went there for 14 days. But really, when we were cooking, right, we were only cooking for about 8 days only, because the rest of the time we spent shopping for the ingredients or that lah.
Correct.
Yeah, because the shopping is not near the tsunami area, you must go inland. Yeah.
That is like how long from the actual place?
The distance?
Yes.
Oh, it's like maybe 4 hours away by car.
By car.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, there are 3 of you, right? Yourself and your two
but
brothers.
over there we had 2 or 3 volunteers.
Okay. So I think that is really an experience.
Yeah.
I think
it's an experience, and I'm okay to do that anytime, even now. Like, I mean, even if you want to raise funds for any reason.
Yeah, I think there's something new we learned.
I don't mind stand. I mean, one of my dream in life is to like stand for 24 hours and cook and dish out the dish for an auction. So people keep paying the money and buying the plate of whatever I cook to raise funds. I don't mind. I mean, my idea is there should be less hunger in the world.
Okay, so that is our interview with Chef Devagi. That is part 1 of our segment. We will go to part 2 where you will see our Chef Devagi in action. So Chef, maybe we would like to tell our viewers what will you be sharing with us today?
Okay, so then I told you that everybody likes biryani. So I will do. I'm intending to teach. Okay, first of all, I need to talk something about biryani and break people's idea about what a biryani should be or should not be. Right? Okay, number one, right? There are a lot of people who complain that there are biryanis in Singapore that are $3 and there are biryanis that are $20. So what is the difference? And then some say the $2, $3 one is very tasty, and then the expensive ones is not tasty. So then they ask me why. So I tell them, okay, to make a biryani in India, right? Traditionally, they don't use ghee.
Oh.
Okay, they don't use ghee, they just use oil and they cook. The mutton has got all the fat, the chicken has got the fat. So that fat is enough for the cooking of the son. Whereas in Singapore, what they do is they trim away the fat, but they add the fat to the rice, like in the form of a ghee or butter.
Yes.
But then the more cheaper ones, right, what they do, they go to the market and they buy mutton. The mutton seller got a lot of fat. So this fat, they come back and then they boil it to make up fat for to use in the biryani. And the biryani is very extremely tasty because it's fat, it's lemak. So, but that is very bad for your heart, because it will solidify. And how will you know whether a fat is good or not? When you eat with your fingers and you wash your hand and you need soap to wash your hand, that means that fat is now around your heart.
Okay.
Okay, it's so important because I really think people should be eating very healthily, and therefore today I'm doing a biryani with salmon. You don't have to buy salmon, you can buy any fish as long as it's not a fish with bones, and you don't have to have many ingredients. Just basic ingredients that you have in the house can make a very nice, simple biryani. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So let's see our Chef Devagi in action.
VoiceOut, Cakapje, VoiceOut, VoiceOut. Cakap je lah.